Have you ever laid in bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling completely exhausted, but somehow you just can't fall asleep? The room is quiet, the lights are off, your body is tired, but your mind won't stop. Minutes turn into hours, and before you know it, it's 2 a.m., then 3 a.m., then morning arrives, and you feel worse than when you went to bed. If you're over 60, you've probably experienced this, and you've probably told yourself, this is just part of getting older. But what if it's not? What if the problem isn't your age, but something much simpler? Something sitting right in your kitchen? Because here's the truth. Sleep doesn't just happen at night. It starts during the day, with what you eat, how your body responds, and what you give it before you go to bed. Today, we're going to talk about something powerful, 5 simple foods that can help your body relax, calm your mind, and finally give you the deep sleep you've been missing. No complicated routines, no medications, just small, natural changes that can make a real difference. Let's start with something simple, but surprisingly powerful. Kiwi. Yes, that small green fruit might be one of the easiest ways to improve your sleep. Now I know what you're thinking. How can a fruit help me sleep? But here's what most people don't realize. Kiwi helps your body produce serotonin. And serotonin is what your body uses to create melatonin, the hormone that tells your brain it's time to sleep. As you age, melatonin levels naturally drop. That's why falling asleep becomes harder. But kiwi helps bring that balance back. Now imagine this. You eat 1 or 2 kiwis about an hour before bed, and slowly, your body begins to relax. Your mind feels quieter. Sleep comes easier. Not forced, not artificial, just natural. Now let's move to something even more powerful. Tart cherries. These aren't just any fruit. They're one of the richest natural sources of melatonin, which means instead of forcing your body to produce it, you're giving it directly. And here's what that does. It helps regulate your sleep cycle. So you don't just fall asleep faster. You stay asleep longer and wake up feeling rested. Now think about that. Not waking up at 2 a.m., not tossing and turning, but actually sleeping through the night. Now pause for a moment. When was the last time you experienced that? Because what we've talked about so far is just the beginning. Now let's talk about something you probably already eat. Bananas. Simple, common, but incredibly powerful for sleep. Because bananas contain magnesium. And magnesium is like a natural relaxer for your body. It helps your muscles loosen. It calms your nervous system. And it tells your body it's safe to rest. They also contain tryptophan, which helps your body produce serotonin and melatonin. So now, you're not just helping your body relax, you're preparing it for sleep. Now imagine this. Instead of lying in bed tense, restless, you feel calm. Your body feels lighter. And sleep comes naturally. Now take a moment. Think about your evenings. What are you giving your body before bed? Because these small choices can shape your entire night. And what we've covered so far is only part of the story. Let's continue, because now we're going to talk about the foods that don't just help you fall asleep. They help you stay asleep and wake up feeling like yourself again. Let's start with something small, but incredibly powerful. Walnuts. Most people think of walnuts as just a snack, something you grab during the day. But what many don't realize is, walnuts are one of the few natural foods that actually contain melatonin. Yes, the same hormone your body needs to sleep. But that's not all. Walnuts also contain something called omega-3 fatty acids. And these help your body use melatonin more effectively. So now imagine this. Instead of struggling to fall asleep, your body is supported from the inside. You're not forcing sleep. You're creating the conditions for it. Now picture your evening. You have a small handful of walnuts. Nothing complicated, nothing extreme. But over time, your nights begin to change. You fall asleep easier. You stay asleep longer. You wake up feeling clearer because your body finally has what it needs. Now, let's move to something even more calming. Something people have trusted for generations: chamomile tea. This isn't just a warm drink. It's a signal, a message to your body that it's time to slow down. Because chamomile contains a natural compound that interacts with your brain, helping reduce anxiety and gently guiding your body into sleep. Now think about this. How many nights have you gone to bed with your mind racing, thinking about the past, worrying about tomorrow, and no matter how tired you are, you just can't switch off? Chamomile helps with that. It doesn't force sleep. It quiets the noise. Now imagine this. You sit down in the evening with a warm cup. You slow down. You breathe. And gradually, your body begins to shift from alert to calm, from tension to rest. And when you finally lie down, sleep doesn't feel like a battle anymore. It feels natural. Now let's bring everything together, because what we've talked about today is not complicated. It's simple. Tart cherries, bananas, walnuts, chamomile tea. These aren't rare. They're not expensive. They're not difficult to find. But together, they create something powerful, a natural sleep system, one that works with your body, not against it. Now imagine this. A few weeks from now, you go to bed, and instead of worrying about sleep, you expect it. You trust it. You feel your body relax, your mind settle, and you drift off without effort. You wake up in the morning, feeling rested, clear, more like yourself. Because the truth is, sleep is not something you chase. It's something you allow. And when you give your body the right support, it happens naturally. Now let me ask you, which of these foods stood out to you? And more importantly, which one will you try tonight? Because sometimes, the biggest changes start with the smallest choices. Thanks for watching.